Om Shanti, English Avyakt versions. 31st of December 1970. 31st of December 1970 headline Experimenting with the Power of Transformation from Amrit Vela. Experimenting with the Power of Transformation from Amrit Vela. Today Babdada is seeing the ones of the present and the future who have a right to the kingdom of the world. That is, he is seeing the children in the form of world benefactors and also as them being those who have a right to the kingdom of the world. To the extent that you become a world benefactor accordingly, you become one who has a right to the kingdom of the world. In order to attain both of these rights, you especially need the power of self-transformation. The other day too, you were told how to use the power of transformation in your activities from Amrit Vela until night. As soon as you open your eyes, the first transformation is, I am not this body, but I am a soul. This is the first transformational thought at the beginning of the day. The timetable for the whole day is based on this first thought. If there hasn't been transformation in your first thought, then throughout the whole day, you will not be able to be successful in your own self-sovereignty or in bringing about world benefit. Use the power of transformation from the first moment of the day. Just as at the beginning of the world, deity souls, Satupradhan souls come from the Brahma element to play their part. So every day Amrit Vela is the first moment of the day. Therefore, in this first moment of the day, as soon as you wake up, the first thought you should remember to have is, I, this Brahmin soul, have incarnated in order to celebrate a meeting with the Father. This powerful thought will become the basis for elevated thoughts, elevated words, and elevated actions. The first transformation is, who am I? So this foundation is the basis for the power of transformation. After this, the second transformation, to whom do I belong? With whom do I have all relationships? From whom do I receive all attainments? From all. First of all, there is the transformation of the body, and then the transformation of the relationships of the body, and then on the basis of relationships, there is the transformation of attainments. This transformation is called easy remembrance. So you can claim all rights from the very beginning on the basis of the power of transformation. After Amrit Vela, while carrying out all your physical activities of the body, which transformation is necessary, through which you can start a constant and easy yogi. Always have the thought, I am a living, most elevated idol, and this is a temple. This body is the living temple of the living idol, and I am decorating the temple. Babdada's most beloved idol is seated in this temple, and Babdada himself turns the beads of the rosary of the virtues of this idol. The Father himself praised this idol. This is a special temple of such a special idol. To the extent that an idol is valuable, so the value of the temple is based on that value of the idol. So what is the transformation you have to bring about? This is not my body, but it is the temple of Babdada's valuable idol. Who yourself are the idol. You yourself are the idol, and you must continue to decorate the temple as the trustee of the temple on the basis of this transformational thought. The consciousness of mind, that is body consciousness, will be transformed. After this, always have the form of your being a godly student in your consciousness. What is the special transformational thought you need for this? The thought through which the study of every second and the imbibing of every invaluable word create elevated reward for the present and the future every second. For this, you constantly need the transformational thought. I am not an ordinary student, and this is not an ordinary study. But the Father himself comes every day from the fairway land to teach me directly. The versions of God are my study. The elevated directions, Srimad of the one who is doubly elevated our study. And every word of this study is one that enables me to accumulate an income of multi-millions. If you do not imbibe just one word, then you have not just missed a word, but you have missed out on earning an income of multi-millions, on an elevated reward for many births, and on attaining an elevated status. The transformational thought you should have is God is speaking and I am listening to him. The Father in the form of the teacher has come for me. I am a special beloved student. This is why Baba has come for me. Where has he come from? Who has come? And what is he teaching? Imbibe these elevated transformational thoughts at the time of class every day and then study. This is not an ordinary class. Do not see the person who is relating the words to you, but remember whose words they are. Keep that one in front of you. See the incorporeal Father and the avyakt Father in the corporeal form. So, do you understand what transformation you have to bring about? Let us go further. We have studied the study. What do we have to do now? Now we come to the part of service. In service, whatever type of service it is, whether of the household or your interactions with others or godly service, if your household and your lokic relationships are based on karmic bondages while doing service in the household, have the transformational thought, I am now living a life where I have dead a life that is lokic karmic bondage have now finished. Do not continue to move along while considering them to be karmic bondages. You become tied in that bondage by thinking and saying karmic bondage, karmic bondage. However, now because you are living a life where you have dead a life, then according to Srimad, the relationships of lokic karmic bondages are now the basis for relationship for service. They are not karmic bondages, but relationships for service. In relationships for service, if you continue to move along having imbibed knowledge of the variety type of souls and having relationships for service, you will not be troubled by those bondages, no matter how sinful a soul may be, how detrimental he may be. They may be like storks. Storks do not have feelings of hatred, do not have distaste, and do not be disrespectful to them. But stabilize yourself in the stage of a world benefactor. Be merciful and have feelings of compassion and serve them, considering them to be relationships for service. Then, to the extent that you serve hopeless cases, accordingly you will claim a right to as many prizes. You will be remembered as a famous world benefactor. You will claim the prize of a peacemaker. So while living at home with the family, have this transformational thought. Instead of karmic bondages, they are relationships for service. However, while doing service, do not develop attachment. Sometimes even doctors become attached to their patients. Relationships for service means to have the form of a tyagi or renunciate and a tapasvi, one engaged in deep meditation. The qualifications of a true server are renunciation and tapasya. In the same way, in your interaction, you are doing that accordingly to the directions for the livelihood of the body. But the main basis should be for the livelihood of the soul. Do not forget the livelihood of the soul because of the livelihood of the body while interacting. One living in the world with all responsibilities. While interacting, there should be a balance between the livelihood of the soul and the livelihood of the body. Otherwise, the interactions will become a net of Maya. The more you spread such a net, the more you will be trapped in it. While increasing your wealth, you should not forget the method of remembrance. The method vidhi of remembrance and the increase vidhi of wealth should both go together. Do not leave aside the method vidhi in trying to increase your wealth. Do not leave aside the method in trying to increase your wealth. This is called transforming from lokic, physical, karmic. This is called transforming. This is called transforming from your wealth, transforming from lokic physical karma into the stage of being a karma yogi. You are not those who just perform karma, but you are karma yogis. Karma means interaction, and yoga means for the sake of God. That is, you are doing it to serve the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. So there should be both interactions and doing something for the sake of God. This is called being karma yogis who follow Shrimat. What transformation do you have to bring about while interacting? I am not just someone who interacts, but one who interacts as well as one who does something for the sake of God. For the sake of God. That is whatever I am doing. I am doing it for the sake of godly service. I am a combined form of interacting and doing it for the sake of God. If you have this transformational thought constantly in your consciousness, your mind and body will continue to earn a double income. You will continue to receive physical wealth and also continue to accumulate the imperishable wealth through the mind. At one body you will be able to earn a double income through the mind and the body. So always remember that you are one who earns a double income in this godly service. Constantly think of the mantra of being an instrument and being Karanhar, the one who does everything. You must not forget Karavanhar, the one who gets everything done through others. Then in service, you will constantly continue to be constructive. Acha. Now we have a little further. You come into connection with many types of people as well as things and material comforts. In this too, instead of having corporeal feelings for people, imbibe feelings for the soul. Imbibe an attitude that is free from attraction to things and material comforts. The things and material comforts will then serve as servants for those who have an attitude free from being attracted. However, those who are attracted to such things will be trapped by them like a magnet. Then you would not be able to become free even if you wish to. Therefore, in connection with things and material comforts, transform that into feelings of the soul and an attitude free from being attracted. Go even further when you see any attractive scene. Go even further when you see any attractive scenes of the old world, or when you use the facilities provided for temporary happiness. Then, while seeing those scenes or using those facilities, you sometimes forget your spiritual endeavor, sadhana, and become caught up in the facilities. You become influenced by the facilities. Spiritual endeavor based on the instruments. Sadhan is like constructing a building on a foundation of sand. What would the state of that be? It will repeatedly fluctuate in an upheaval. The condition of it would be that it is about to collapse. Therefore, bring about the transformation of the instruments being perishable and your spiritual endeavor being imperishable. You cannot have imperishable spiritual endeavor based on perishable instruments. The instruments are just to be used for the sake of it, but it is your spiritual endeavor that is the basis of construction. So do not give importance to the instruments, but instead give importance to the spiritual endeavor. Always have the consciousness that you are an embodiment of success, not an embodiment of the instruments. The spiritual endeavor will enable you to attain success. Do not forget being the embodiment of success by being attracted to the instruments. While seeing all Lokic things, while listening to all Lokik things and while seeing all Lokik scenes, transform the Lokik into the Lokik. That is become an embodiment of knowledge and check the aspects of knowledge from everything. Do not engross yourself in those things, but go into the depths of the knowledge in them. So do you understand what transformation you have to bring about? Acha. Now go even further. What else now remains? Now your sleeping still remains. Sona to sleep gold. Sona means to go to sleep in the golden world. Now transform your way of sleeping. Do not sleep on your bed. So where will you sleep instead? You will sleep in the lap of Baba's remembrance. In your dreams, tour around the world of angels. So transform your dreams and also transform your sleepings. Transform your sleeping. Change everything from the beginning to the end. Do you understand how you have to use the power of transformation? This New Year's gift is the power of transformation, self transformation, and world transformation. It is with the lift of this gift that you will bring the time of world transformation close. Everyone gives greetings for the new year, but Babdada is giving you congratulations for the new year in advance for constantly bringing about newness in the intensity of your efforts. Congratulations for the newness of the new year, for the new sanskars, a new nature, new zeal, and an enthusiasm for having the elevated thought of making the world new, and for constantly having the elevated thought of giving everyone the blessing of liberation and liberation in life. Congratulations for saying goodbye to the old sanskars, the old behavior, the old supports, and everything of the old. Acha. To those who bring about world transformation and their own transformation with the power of transformation through their every action, to those who make every second, every thought, and every action new, that is golden aged, to those who make them elevated and satopradhan, to those who show a new miracle in the self and in the world in the new year, to those who easily make possible that which is even now considered impossible for the self and the world, to such souls who are constantly embodiments of success, to such elevated souls who